Teeny Gamer here, and I am back with another Hollow Zero video. Most of you guys have been enjoying the Hollow Zero videos. It has gotten a lot of support, so might as well just drop another Hollow Zero video. And since the Jane Doe Hollow Zero cleanup video did so well, might as well just do another cleanup video on Hollow Zero. This time, we are going to be cleaning up the missions for our girl, Sigrid de L'Azur, our Uma agent. So, well, anyways, no need further ado, let's just hop into this Hollow Zero and just basically start the cleanup. So, if you guys don't know what a Hollow Zero cleanup video is, it's basically well, a video series where we go into the exploration missions and basically, well, quote unquote, clean up or finish up missions for agents. This time for Sigrid, we are just going to be going for the Ether Activity 8 or above mission. This is literally one of the hardest missions that you could do, so that's the reason why we are going to be doing a cleanup video on Sigrid, because we still haven't even completed one single mission, so might as well just clean up the hardest one. So yeah. Anyways, for this periodic Hollow Zero, it is the Bill Comes Due, which is literally one of the hardest periodic Hollow Zeros in the game. If you guys don't know how hard it is, you can check out my Ether Activity 12 video right about now on the top right, so you can just click on that, or you can go into the description or the outro to check out the Ether Activity 12 version of the Bill Comes Due. It is actually one of the hardest Hollow Zeros ever. So yeah, but anyways, we could just take it easy for this Hollow Zero because we are just only going to be doing Ether Activity 8. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue just to complete this. And besides, Ether Activity 8 is not as bad as Ether Activity 12. So yeah. Well, anyways, well, for Ether Activity 8, we basically have these debuffs. So attack from elite enemies and bosses reduce agent's energy in decibels. Normal and elite enemies will self-destruct upon defeat. Bosses have a higher days limit and recover from stun faster. Damage dealt by bosses will increase after a significant period of time. All bosses start with miasmic shield. Gain increased miasmic contamination if we do get hit. All enemies gain increased anomaly buildup res and further anomaly buildup res when stunned, and all enemies are enhanced in all aspects. So that is what we're going to be running today for this well, Sigrid cleanup video. And since we are going to be playing Sigrid, of course, the agent that we're going to be choosing is going to be Sigrid. But as for the team to showcase, or right here, if I can find Sigrid somewhere. Sigrid is somewhere. Oh, there she is. All right. So Sigrid, for the team that we are going to be running, we're going to be running Sigrid's best team, which is going to be Sigrid, Norma, and Suna, if we can find Suna. Suna, where is Suna? There's Suna. Alright, the reason why this team is really good is because, well, for Sigrid wants to land chain attacks on stun enemies. So we basically have Norma stun the enemy, and then we do a chain attack onto Sigrid, and then Sigrid just basically does her triple combo, and that's basically it. As for Suna is just a universal support. She's really, really good. And she does off-field damage as well. So that's the reason why we're going to be bringing Suna. Suna is literally one of the best supports in the game. Might as well just put out the good old combo of Norma, Suna, and then whatever agent we want. For the DPS in this case, it's going to be Sigrid, because we are going to be cleaning up the Sigrid missions. Anyways, as for the Bang Buo choice, we are going to be going with Ultra Jake because of the energy. All these agents use energy, so might as well just bring that. As for the auxiliary agent of choice, we are going to be choosing Orphe and Magus for the free ult. Yeah, it's pretty good. You get a free ult at level 1, so it's pretty nice. And plus, the Bill Comes Due doesn't give you that much Resonium. The only Resonium that you do start with in this Hollow Zero is literally just the Resonium that you get. It's just 2 Resonium for each class. So basically, 2 Resonium on attack, 2 Resonium on anomaly, 2 Resonium on stun, etc, etc. You just basically get 2 of each for each class. But well, since the Bill Comes Due doesn't give us that much to work with, we are going to be using Orphe and Magus just to basically help us out for this. Well, anyways, without further ado, let's just go and start the challenge for this. By the way, I am not going to be going over what Sigrid's equipment is. I will be going over that in the Sigrid showcase video. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure we are just going to be choosing the equip that basically gives her the most damage. So basically, I am going into this kind of blind in the Sigrid part, because I haven't seen Sigrid's equips yet for this Hollow Zero. So I guess we'll figure out together if these are good or not. And since I don't have currency for the equips, This means that, yeah, I can't buy this. Oh, actually, I can. I do have 100. I guess I can unlock this. Alright, so I guess we could see together what we basically have working with. So, hold, basic, Vanquisher deals ice damage if character gets hit, block gets triggered, and then the next basic attack gets 100% damage. I think this should be pretty good. I think this is mostly going to be a basic attack build for Sigrid. Let's see what the other one is. Skip chain attack window, deals 60% bonus crit damage. So basically, this is just a faster version of the chain. Okay, so you just use chain and you hold your basic to skip the chain attack window and deal 60% more damage. Okay, so this is just kind of like a basic equip, it looks like. Let's see what Dancing Spearhead does. Ignore 12% of the target's defense if you block with the shield. So basically, most of her stuff is just basically around blocking. This is literally a blocking build. Alright, and it just relies on her EXs. So I guess this is the EX build, this is the chain attack build, and this is the normal attack build. Since my Sigrid mostly is going to be doing normal attacks, I guess we'll go with the Invincible Cavalry. I think that should be good enough for Sigrid. And then most likely, if we do get more equips, we are going to be using those. So yeah, pretty good. Alright, let's go to the first node of the build comes due. By the way, the build comes due is just a pretty straightforward path. If you literally just pull up tab, yeah, that's how straightforward it is. Because it's literally boss fight after boss fight after boss fight. And that is what the whole mode is. So yeah. Anyways, we do have a debuff on the enemy. Or not a debuff, but a debuff to ourselves. Where we basically have to do more days. Because the days accumulation on the enemies is pretty bad. So yeah, this means that we do have to put out quite a bit of effort. Just to basically do a bunch of damage. So yeah, it's pretty weird. Anyways, we're going to be keeping that state for now. For Sigrid, because you can't keep your Sigrid stacks if you do go off field, which is pretty good. Anyways, we're going to be triggering a chain right here, and we're going for the third attack, then we go into an EX, and then trigger the full basic attack, and there we go. That's basically how you play a Sigrid. Besides blocking, of course, you block by just doing a basically a basic attack, or you just trigger the passive. So it's pretty I guess complicated in a way to play a Sigrid, but basically TLDR is that you just basically you just basically stun the enemy. But since this is Hollow Zero and we chose the debuff that basically doesn't make us stun the enemy, this is pretty bad. So we basically have to play Sigrid in a way where we can't debuff the enemy, which does suck, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, let's go here. I guess we could go to a basic attack, and then we go into a Orpheum Mag Assault. Alrighty. Even though it does look bad for Sigrid's health, because I did get hit there, it shouldn't be too big of an issue, I hope. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Alright, let's go into Suna. Then we go into Norma. There we go. Alright, I guess we can go for a normal ult. Might as well. Hopefully we can stun Dead End Butcher. If we don't stun Dead End Butcher, that's fine. I mean, Sigrid already does a lot of damage anyway. I mean, look at that. That's some pretty good damage, right? Anyways, we can use ult right here. Pretty good. The reason why I brought Suna is not because of just how quick her support comes up. It's because of the heals. If you level up your Suna ult, she heals a lot. It's kind of like Astra Yao. She kind of is basically kind of like the new Astra Yao in a way. Anyways, there we go. Alright, Dead End Butcher is done. So, well, let's see what we have here. Attack Resonium. Yes, sir. We will take it. More Attack Resonium means more Sigrid synergy. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next combat Resonium area and see what we get. Hopefully it's a pretty easy boss. Oh, it is Miasma Priest. Alright. Miasma Priest. I don't think it's resistant to ice. I'm pretty sure it's not resistant to ice. So we should be good. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we do have to trigger our basic attack because our passive was about to end anyway. There we go. Alright, nice. We go into Suna. Basically trigger the buff right there. Go back into Norma. And just try to basically get rid of this miasmic shield. Alright, let's go to Orpheus Magus. And then that should trigger a Sigrid ult. Pretty nice. Alright. So far... Okay, yes. Okay, so Miasma Priest is resistant to ice. This is going to take a while. This is actually going to take a while. Alright. Alright, let's do the third basic. There we go. Let's go into Norma. Trigger a chain attack. Let's use an ult. And then let's switch out of Sigrid because we don't have energy. So, yeah, we just basically have to conserve a lot of energy. Alright. So let's parry. There's the first, there's the second, and we'll parry with Suna for the third. There we go. And then let's try to reset the buff right here. Yeah, most of the time for Bill Comes Due, it is mostly kind of just a skill-based endeavor. Because, you are basically fighting bosses back-to-back, and you just have to be on your toes for most of the time. Anyways, let's go for the full basic. There we go. We go into Orpheus Magus and just do an ult. Even though we are doing bad damage, because Miasma Priest is literally resistant to ice. So yeah, our damage output is literally so bad. It is really, really bad. Anyways, there we go. We got a block. Pretty nice. Yeah, that's how you basically play a Sigrid. You want to block with your basic attack. Because if you block with your basic attack, you basically get a bunch of your passive back. Most specifically for your passive, you get 1 stack of it. So if you trigger a bunch of blocks on your basic attack, you're able to basically, right there, you get another stack of your buff. And you can just do it again right there. And then you just do it a 3rd time, and then that's basically how you play a Sigrid. So yeah. Basically you just want to trigger your basic attacks very often. Alright, we're gonna be blocking right there. And then let's do an ult. Alrighty, this is going to take so long. And also, I guess I could just talk about this now since we are here. The reason why the Bill Comes Due is really hard at Ether Activity 12 is because it is constant boss fights, but also, you have to deal with the crappy 3-minute time limit. Yeah, the 3-minute time limit is just very bad on this mode. It's just really bad, like actually really, really bad. Alright, there we go. We are close to stunning Miasma Priest, so hopefully we should be able to get this. Hopefully. That is a big maybe. Alright, we got another 3rd basic. Pretty nice. It is actually pretty satisfying. If you do land a pretty good basic attack on Sigrid, the only problem is, if you mess up, you are eating damage. Like what I did right there. I messed up on the basic attack block. So yeah, I guess the pro tip for those Sigrid mains is that don't mess up your basic attack, or else you're gonna be eating damage for days. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be going for another basic, and I guess we'll just wait for Miasmic Priest to attack. So there we go, we got another basic, pretty nice. Let's go into Norma, and we should be able to get the stun here. If not, well, I don't know what to do. Alright, there we go, we got the stun. I'm pretty sure. We just have to, yeah, use Norma, then we go into Sigrid. We basically get the chain attack. We are going to be canceling right here, just to do the triple basic attack. There we go, nice, alright. We're going to be going into another. Let's go into Suna. Just to reset the buff. Alright, let's go into another basic attack. And we go into Orpheus Magus and just do another basic attack. Alright. Yeah. This boss fight is just taking forever. And it's mostly because of just how the bosses are just resistant to elements, or I guess attributes. Yeah, Sigrid kinda sucks against Miasmic Priest. So yeah. Anyways, this should give us the 3... No, that doesn't give us the 3 stacks. This should give us the 3 stacks though. There we go. Let's go into a chain attack. And then we can go to Suna and then just heal up Sigrid. Hopefully the next boss isn't that bad. I'm pretty sure most likely the boss is probably going to be If I have to guess what the boss is going to be after Miasmic Priest, it is probably going to be Vesper. And Vesper is bad to fight. It's really, really bad to fight. Anyways, let's just block this. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that is the problem with Sigrid, is that if you miss your basic attack window, it just hurts. Because you aren't going to be blocking, and, well, the quickest way for her to gain her passive is literally to block on her basic attack. So if you don't block with your basic attack, she suffers for it, and that is pretty bad. Anyways, we are close to beating Miasmic Priest, so maybe this should do it. Okay, unless Miasmic Priest dodges for some reason. There we go. Alright, we got it. Okay, another attack Resonium. I guess we'll take it, sure. We have a level 2. Yeah, no, level 3. Orphean Magus. That's pretty nice. Alright, so now we are at the boss fight. So let's see what boss fight we have to fight. Hopefully it's not bad. Maybe it... Okay, it's Scorched Horizon for some reason. Okay, Scorched Horizon. I mean, Scorched Horizon's a pretty nice boss fight. Alright, so I guess we have to parry these. So there's the first, there's the second, then the third comes up right there. Nice. And then we do have another shutdown we have to deal with. So let's see if we are able to just get these 3 parries in. So there's the first, the second, and then the third one comes up right here. Nice. Alright, we got them impaired. Pretty good so far. Alright. Let's gain the third. Let's gain our passives for Scorched. Actually, not Scorched, but let's gain our passives for Sigrid. You should be good to go if we are able to land our EXs. But yeah, as you see right here, we aren't landing our EXs. It's just pretty bad. Alright, I'm gonna be switching to Suna. Because Orphean Magus allows us to get free ults. So if we get a free ult on Suna, we get healed. So that's pretty good. And we should be able to get another free heal right here. Alright. And luckily for us, Scorched Horizon is not it's not resistant to ice. Because for this boss, they're meant to bring anomaly characters like Promia on this fight. Promia is actually pretty good in this fight. So that's the reason why people run Promia on Scorched Horizon. So yeah, luckily for Sigrid is a ice attribute. So we should be able to do some pretty good damage here. Alright, let's go for Norma. Here we go. We are close to getting a Norma chain. So we could just probably switch to Norma right there. Nice. We got a good switch. And we should be able to get into a chain attack. Nice. Alrighty. Alright. We should do a third basic. Pretty cool. We go back into Suna. And we just keep the rotation going, basically. Alright. If we do keep up our rotations, I'm pretty sure Scorched Horizon should be in the bag. So yeah. And besides, Scorched Horizon is most, well, he is close to getting stunned. So yeah. Anyways. Let's go to Norma and let's just try to stun him. There we go. Go into a chain. Alright, we are going to be canceling here. Just to do the triple basic. There we go. And let's go into an EX right there and just trigger a Norma. There we go. Go back into Sigrid again. Do another chain. There we go. Alright. Yeah. That was a pretty cool rotation. I am honestly, still learning how to play as Sigrid. But so far, Sigrid is really fun to play, I would say. As long as you're able to block with your basic attack, and as long as you're, well, not bad like me and not blocking basic attack. I guess for me, it is basically a skill issue. But to be fair, I haven't played Sigrid, like, at all. This is literally my first time playing as Sigrid. But if you are able to block with your basic attacks a lot, you should be able to just cook the enemies with a bunch of basic attacks. It's actually pretty insane how good Sigrid is if you are able to play her properly. Anyways, We do have a bunch of buffs that we are able to get. So, I guess we could go with the Suna buff because we do have an 80% more damage increase, and that is pretty good for the team. Anyways, let's do a refresh. I guess we could go with the increased energy and adrenaline, generate rate. More specifically the energy one because all of our agents just use energy. So it's pretty good, buff for us to take. Anyways, this should be the last floor. So we have 2 more bosses. It is going to be, I think it's going to be Nineveh. And then, Geppetto, if I, remember correctly, from the Bill Comes Due. So it is going to be Geppetto and, Nineveh. And afterwards, it is going to be the Golden Bamboo. Yeah, this is literally the last floor, so we should be able to get this done. Anyways, we have Sigrid's Resonium, pretty cool. So I think for this it's literally just to gain an additional basic attack. Yeah, so this means that we're just able to spam basic attack, so it's pretty nice. Anyways, let's go with the Sigrid one, and I guess we could go with the successful block increases our damage up to 10%. Since I do have to get good with Sigrid, I am going to be trying to block instead of just mindlessly using the basic attack. I only used it for invincibility purposes because these bosses actually hit very hard. For Nineveh, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I hope it's not gonna be that bad. Anyways, I'm gonna be locking on to Nineveh. This should allow us to just track Nineveh easier. Anyways, go into, actually, I'm not gonna lock in. I'm not gonna lock on. And I'm just gonna be using just another ult. There we go. And just do as much damage to the Nineveh as we can. There we go, let's do a basic attack. There we go, let's go into Norma, and let's just try to get rid of this miasmic shield. Alrighty, so far the boss isn't giving me too much trouble. So yeah. As long as we play our cards right, and as long as we are able to just trigger Sigrid's basic attacks really well, which right. Oh, okay, never mind. I did not trigger it really well, so that sucks. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's do a basic attack. There we go. And then we need another stack of it. So we did get another stack because of the Resonium, so that's pretty good. Anyways. Okay, we are getting hit very badly. It is very hard to check what Nineveh's attack patterns are. Because Nineveh is just so huge, where Nineveh is basically just well, the flashes are very hard to see. So yeah. Anyways, we did get a block there, so that's pretty nice. Let's go into Orphean Magasult. And then we should be able to do a bunch of damage right here. That is 100. Did you just see that? That's 100k per hit. That is insane. The amount of damage you are able to do with Sigrid. Anyways, we get another block, and we just actually, yeah, the Nineveh spin is giving us free blocks, so that's pretty nice. All right. So far so good. All right, yeah, we basically, as long as like we're able to trigger a bunch of blocks in succession, that is pretty good for us because we are able to just spam a bunch of basic attacks. So yeah, that's what I mean right there. I guess I am kind of not being bad with Sigrid as much because I am starting to learn a little bit about the Sigrid and how to play, because I thought that you can only block if you only have one part of her passive, aka if her meter is blue, but it looks like you can block even if her meter is not blue. You can block when it's gray, so that is pretty nice to know. All right, so we're going to Suna, and we're just basically doing the same thing that we're doing before, so yeah. Alright, do another basic attack. Let's do an EX, another basic attack. Let's do another ult, and we get our passive back because of that Secret Resonium. And let's see if Geppetto attacks us. So we're able to block. Okay, never mind. Geppetto's just stunned. Alright, so we can just unload all our damage on it. There we go. Nice. Go into Norma. Trigger the free chain. There we go. And then we can go back to Suna. And let's do an ult. Might as well. Just heal up Sigrid. Alright, so I guess we'll see. Okay, the Geppetto's doing the circle attack. Alright. I hope that Geppetto was able to do the mob attack, but the circle attack is fine too. As long as we're able to block, we should be good. I guess we can just use an EX out of nowhere before Geppetto attacks us. Anyways, I guess we can just do it right there. Okay, never mind. We just get hit anyway. Yeah, that is the bad part about Sigrid, I guess. You can just get exposed like that and just die if you don't well, block properly. So I guess it's back to me having skill issues with this character again. But well, don't blame me. I am playing Sigrid for the first time on Hollow Zero. This is what I usually do. Besides going into VR trading mode, I basically just go into Hollow Zero or whatever content that I'm doing, and I just play the character like that, and I just learn what their kit is. So yeah, for Sigrid, I am still learning on how to play as her. So yeah, don't blame me if I'm playing bad. I'm playing bad because this is literally my first time playing as Sigrid. So yeah. Anyways, I guess we'll just try to beat this again. Luckily for us, this is the second to last boss fight. So as long as we play okay, we should be alright. Alright. Go into Suna, and let's just trigger the support. We go into ult. And then just try to do the third basic. Luckily, luckily for Geppetto, Geppetto is not resistant to any attribute. So we are able to do maximum damage, unlike the Miasma Priest where it took us forever to beat that. So yeah. Anyways, we got another basic attack, so pretty cool. Let's get another third one. Nice. Alright, pretty nice. You can go back into Norma. Trigger a chain. Go into EX again. And then just go back into Suna and just heal up. Alrighty, so we are at half health on Geppetto, so I guess we'll see what he does. It's either the mob attack or the well, the circle attack. Alright, it's the circle attack again. Okay, lesson learned. Do not use EX in the middle of the arena or else you will die. So yeah, okay. So I am just gonna be okay, never mind, we are getting hit. So I guess we'll just switch to Norma. Norma has the most health anyway. Alright, we got another dodge in. Pretty good. We got another dodge in again. Alright, let's use ult. Right there. Because it does auto-target Geppetto. And we are able to switch in for free. So there we go. Alright, another basic attack. We do another basic attack again. And then we just go back into Norma and just rinse and repeat. Alright. Okay. I'm pretty sure if we play our cards correctly, we should be able to do Orphe Magus ult. And then just go into Sigrid. If we are able to just do damage to Geppetto. Alright, we got a block. That is what we wanted. We go into... Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess since now I'm learning about Sigrid's opening windows now, I guess I learned that after you do the basic attack, you are vulnerable. Yeah, you're vulnerable to just any attack in general after you do the basic attack. So I guess once you do your charge basic, just be careful to not get hit, or else yeah, because it does have a cooldown. I guess you can switch, but as I always say in Zenless Zero, switching is never free. So yeah, if you switch, you are screwed. So yeah, I guess I do have to just be careful with Sigrid now. Yeah, I just have to be careful just not to throw out moves carelessly for Sigrid. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be switching right here. I'm probably only gonna be using Sigrid if it's safe. If it's safe to do a basic attack or something like that. Alright. Let's go back into Cinna. There we go. Let's go into EX. And then we can go into Orphe and Magasol into a charge 3 basic. And if we do get low, we can use yeah, if we do get low, we can use our Orphe Magus into Suna, so we're able to heal ourselves. Alright, going into Norma into a chain attack again. Might as well just unload all our damage here. And just do another third basic. Alright, go back into Suna. And we can heal ourselves. There we go. Alright. Okay, so far Geppetto, so far for Geppetto, he's not doing anything too crazy. So I guess, we are okay. I hope that Geppetto actually does the mob attack, because that's the safest attack that we are able to dodge. Okay, we are close. We're close to beating Geppetto, so hopefully we are able to beat him here. Alright, let's see what attack he does. It is the... Yep, it's the circle attack. Yep. What did I expect, really? Alright, I guess we can go this way. This way should be the... No, it's not the safest, I guess. Alright, you have to dodge. Oh, are we dodging? I think we are. We're barely dodging these. Suna is barely dodging these. Alright. Okay. I guess an EX. Yeah, an EX right there was the safest play. Alright. Okay, we go to Orphe and Magus and just finish this off. We cannot afford to just take a lot of damage. Let's just try to finish this. Okay, this should do it right there. There we go. Okay. Alright, that took us a couple tries. But I guess we did okay for the most part. I guess we could take the Agents inflict 10% more days, just to help out Norma stun the enemy faster. Alright, we go to friendly talk and let's just finish up this Hollow Zero run. I did fumble a lot in this Hollow Zero, but I'm pretty sure we should be able to get the Ether Activity 8 clear, even though I did play Sigrid pretty badly, and that is because it's, well, my first time playing as Sigrid. So yeah. Alright, let's heal ourselves up, and let's try to get the level 4 Orphe and Magus. Alright, so we do have 1,300. Yeah, I highly doubt we are able to get it because we can only afford to buy one. So yeah, anyways, I guess we'll just keep refreshing until we get a good Resonium. Let's see. Yeah, this is nothing. Alright, I guess we could take the defensive assist inflicts 25% more days. That should help out a bit for our Norma. Because we do want the enemy stun, so that we are able to do the double triple attack combo with Sigrid. Alright, well, there is one more enemy left to fight, and that is the Golden Bangbu. So we just have to fight this, and then we are basically done with this Hollow Zero run. Anyways, well, right there we got the Mecha Golden Bangbu. So well, we gotta fight the Golden Avenger. So, that is what the final boss is. And we have to fight a bunch of robots too. So, yeah. Anyways, we are gonna be setting up here, of course. So, we are gonna be using EX right here. Do a basic attack. And then do another EX. Do another basic attack. And just get a free block right there. Nice. Alright. Okay. Let's do another EX. And do another basic. We could go into an ult and then go into the third one. Alright, we go back into Norma. And we should be able to get rid of this miasma shield. Okay. So far, we are doing pretty okay, I guess. But we did get a block, so that's pretty nice. Alright, get an EX, another basic, EX again, basic attack. Alright, we can go back into Orphean Magus and just trigger some more passives for our Sigrid. Alright, mostly the robots aren't actually a pain, so I guess that's a good thing. We don't really have to worry about the robots that much, so yeah. Anyways, let's go into Suna. There we go. We can trigger a basic attack. We got a good block right there because one of the robots shot a laser beam. So yeah. All right, nice. We go into EX. Go into another basic. Nice. We got a free block, so that's pretty cool. All right. Go back into Norma and go into Suna. Alright, we have to trigger another passive, so we should be able to get it right there. Nice! And the Golden Avenger is at half health. Hopefully a Golden Avenger attacks us right here. There you go, we got a block, so that's pretty nice. Alright, I am starting to learn this character. Yep, there we go, we got another block. And then we get another block right there, pretty cool. Alright. Let's do an EX. There we go, we got a block. And we just keep triggering our basic attacks. Alright, I'm starting to get a hang of her now. Alright. There we go. Goes to ult. Alright, then we trigger this. Then we go into Suna. And then we just keep up the loop until I guess Golden Avenger dies, because Golden Avenger is kind of getting stun locked at the moment. Alright, we got a free block. Pretty cool. Nice. Go into EX and do a basic attack. And just go into Norma and we should be able to trigger our free chains. There you go. Go into Orphean Magus and he is pretty low. So this should mostly... I think this last combo should finish him off. Yep, and then we go into EX. Oh, never mind. I guess that was already good enough. Alrighty, despite a few hiccups and despite me literally fumbling with Sigrid and me having a skill issue with her, we beat, well, the Hollow Zero with Ether Activity 8 at 16 minutes 16 seconds. Yeah, that was pretty long. And mostly because I'm just learning how to play as Sigrid. So yeah, I did fumble quite a bit. But yeah, I guess I learned a lot from playing Sigrid. You basically just want to block your basic attacks, or block with your basic attacks, and then just do basic attack damage. So yeah. Well, anyways, that is basically it right there for the Hollow Zero run. So, well, there's only one thing left for me to do, and that's just complete, and then just claim the rewards and end the video off. Well, let's see if we do complete it. I'm pretty sure we did, because if we checked right there at the beginning, we did complete it at Ether Activity 8. So let's see if we do complete the mission right here. Alright, challenge now, exploration mission. Yep, we do see the notification, and yeah, Ether Activity 8 right there is complete. So we'll just claim the rewards right there, and well, end the video off right there. Alrighty, so that is basically it for that Hollow Zero run. I actually quite enjoyed that Hollow Zero. That Hollow Zero was pretty nice. I mean, the Bill Comes Due is literally one of the hardest Hollow Zeros that you can do. And despite us, well, I guess me specifically, having a skill issue and just fumbling with Sigrid, I did learn quite a bit about the character, and I should be able to play as her in the future for well, Shield Defense and Deadly Assault. So yeah. Well, Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed what you see here and you want to see more Hollow Zero videos like this in the future, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. It really does mean a lot if you do support the channel by leaving a like and subscribing. It helps to keep me motivated and making more videos and uploading more content for you guys. So again, if you guys just enjoyed this Sigrid Hollow Zero cleanup video and you want to see more Hollow Zero videos like this in the future, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel if you do so. As for the comment section down below, well, if you did pull for Sigrid, what do you think about Sigrid? You think she's good? You think she's not? Also, are you going to be pulling for Sigrid after this video? Or are you going to be skipping for Claret and Roxy? And also, what do you think about the bill comes due? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching this Sigrid Hollow Zero cleanup video. And I'll see you guys next time in the next Zenless Zone Zero video.